up, everybody? Welcome to a Wednesday live stream. And it's been a little while. Well, I guess it's been since Friday. Since Monday, I didn't do a live stream. Since I did the live stream on Friday, I was going to do just a pre recorded news video on Monday. But then the day got kind of away from me. And by the time I got done recording, it was like 7 o'clock at night. And I was like, by the time I get this all edited, it's going to be like way too late to post a news video. So I waited until Tuesday, even though it was recorded on Monday. But now we're back on regular schedule, at least until Friday, because I'm not sure if I want to do a live stream on Friday or a news video, but we'll play that by ear. But welcome everybody who is here today, as always. So let's just do a quick roll call. We've got Jeremy in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Good afternoon to you. John is in the house as well. Good to see you. Mr. Allmine is also here. And we've got, let's see, Jay the Grind. Good to see you, my friend. And then, of course, John Brooks from Ireland is here as well. I gotta tell you, I feel like my weather today is very much like what you see in Ireland all the time, where it's like foggy, cool, and raining all day. So I feel like we have like that kind of shared weather going today. Mr. Allmine, good to see. Long news video yesterday. Thanks for all the news. Yeah, well, I wanted to recap all the Marvel news. And can I just say that, like, when I posted, when I did the news on Marvelous News the day of the stream, there's pretty much everything in there. And then I did like a full detailed recap again. But can I just tell you, from my standpoint, when I go to like the Marvelous News Facebook page and I see people commenting on stories that we've posted with the link, and you can see that the comments are clearly people who haven't actually clicked over and read the story. I can't tell you how annoying that is when, the information is right there. All it is one little simple click away, and then to do a little reading, and you get the answer to your questions. But so often there'll be like people start asking questions, or they'll start throwing things out, and it's like it's right there in the news. Just click it and read it. That's what it's there for. But anyway, but yeah, I wanted to get all, last week we had a busy week. We had the Marvel Legends, and, had quite a few, probably the most Marvel Legend reveals we've gotten in one sitting in some time, really, because we've had, some of these smaller shows and stuff where they showed a couple of things. But I felt like the stream they did last week, we actually got quite a few reveals. So I wanted to get that all recapped. I wanted to get all the Transformer news that we got last week as well. We got quite a bit of that as well. And then just other things that have happened. And we've actually had more things come up today, since Friday. So we're going to recap that as well. Monday, I should say. Had things come up since Monday. Let's see, John. If you're traveling to Ireland, let me know. Dinner. I have never been to Ireland. My in-laws, my mother and father-in-law, and my sister and brother-in-law, they took a trip to Ireland this past summer. Me and my wife were not able to go for a variety of reasons, but they actually just this past summer, my family, many members of my family took a trip to Ireland. But one day I will probably get over there, and if so, I'll let you know. What's up, Jay? If you want to hide something, put it in writing. Yeah. If it's not like a clickbait title with a clickbait thumb, it's like people don't bother to look at it, unfortunately. Welcome to the yeah, I know. Good to see you, John. You expect people on the internet to yeah. I don't. I mean, let me. It's frustrating, but I'm not surprised. Okay, let me phrase it that way. It doesn't surprise me when I see it, but it definitely does frustrate me sometimes. All right, so let's pop over and take a look at what we have for news. Since we're on the subject of news, so let us bring up the second screen here. And let's start off with Marvel. So nothing really new on the Marvel Legend front since last week. However, don't forget to tomorrow Thursday is when the Spider-Man wave is going to be going up for pre-order. So if there are figures in that wave that you want to get, then definitely uh, tomorrow is the day. So 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. I'm getting, I talked about this on Friday, but I'm getting the Unlimited Spider-Man. That's a 100% get for me. Agent Venom, I'm probably going to end up getting. Spider Boy is going to be a pass for me. Animated series Chameleon is going to be a must get for me. I'm still on the fence with Keen, so that'll be a last minute decision. And Electro will be a pass for me. So I'm going to get at least 3 in this wave, maybe 4, but definitely plan on getting at least 3 of the 6 in this wave. So for me, that's pretty good. And then the X-Men wave was kind of the same. I think there was like 4 in the X-Men wave. So and definitely at least Professor Xavier and the Spider-Man will be must gets for the exclusives. So Hasbro actually did revealed quite a bit of cool stuff in my opinion. But we've got it for you Mezco fans. We've got a new 112 Collective Thor figure that has gone up for pre-order today. So you can get this at places like Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. I'm not a huge Mezco 112 Collective fan, and they had this figure on display. I believe it was at New York Comic Con, and it looked pretty good. But I'm very glad that they've gone with a hard plastic. It looks like for his shirt. They didn't go with the soft goods, whatever, for his shirt. So I think the figure looks much better that way. He does have the cloth for the pants, but I think that's okay. He's got the boots. So this figure actually looks pretty good. It's got the wired cape. It's got some cool effects. He's got multiple heads. So the little frown is kind of, I don't know, a more neutral face would have probably been better. But you get the spinning hammer. You get electricity shooting bolts that can go on the hammer, one of the hammers. So like that one there, that's his electricity shooting out of his hammer, spinning effect, hammering effect with lightning. So overall, pretty cool figure. Again, went up for pre-order, $95 if you want to add this one to your collection. So it is, a little, I guess for Mezco, it's not that pricey, but in general, it's a bit pricey. And it's supposed to be released, want to say, March timeframe of next year. So you've got, or maybe it's June, July. So you got till next summer. So you got quite a ways till it's actually going to see release. And of course, you got multiple pairs of hands and things like that as well. But again, if you're into 112 collective figures, then this Thor might be something you want to check out. Hot Toys is teasing a new Winter Soldier Artisan Edition figure. So only have this preview image at this time, but that is looking like it's coming. The Moon Knight figure. So we got glimpses of this last week at one of the overseas conventions. The Mr. Knight figure from the Disney Plus series, but this has gone up for pre-order. You can get it at places like Big Bad Toy Store. So you've got the unmasked head. Looks pretty good to the actor's likeness, but then you have the masked head. So there's a regular Moon Knight figure that Hot Toys has done as well, but this one, the Mr. Knight, is available for pre-order now. So if you're into Hot Toys, 112 figures, Steve Rogers is coming back apparently to the MCU. Not that I think any of us doubted that eventually he would. He's going to be appearing in the Avengers Doomsday movie, along with Robert Downey Jr., of course, is said to be playing Doctor Doom, which I kind of think is stupid, but that's just me. I mean, I wish Downey Jr. was returning as Iron Man, but I guess we'll see how that goes. Question is, will Steve Rogers be, or will Chris Evans be playing Steve Rogers? Will he be playing an old man Steve Rogers? Will he be playing, revising his role once again of the Human Torch somehow? Somehow, I don't see how would have come back from the Deadpool movie, but who knows? But or maybe he'll come back as the Red Skull. I mean, who knows? Who knows what they're doing over there with these Marvel movies? But he is definitely returning. Here's a look at the regular Moon Knight figure um, from Hot Toys. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it on the Marvel front. There have been some pretty for older Walmart figures. Walmart has had this Captain America and this Prowler figure on their website for $15 each. So I think they're still available. Yep. So um, if you've held off on these, then I'm guessing that's probably the lowest they're going to go. Oh, and this one's actually been marked out. And this Professor Xavier was marked down to $10. So um, I don't know why Xavier was marked down to 10 and the other two only 15, but still pretty cheap all around if you want to add those to your collection. I would say now is the time to do it. All right, so like I said, that's pretty much it. All I have for you on the Marvel front today. But again, don't forget tomorrow's pre-orders for the new Spider-Man wave. So let's see. We're oh no, Marvel. Yes, always Marvel. Well, not always, but Marvel's usually my favorite to start with. I think I only want AFNet. Agent Venom. Okay, I was like AFNet. What is that? Agent Venom. Yeah, it definitely. I mean, if you have the Walgreens exclusive one that they did, years ago, this one definitely looks like a much improved. Welcome, Chris. 6 minutes late, not too bad. Kind of undecided about the Spider-Man wave. Some look interesting, but nothing really calls to me. Going to get the X-Men wave to get the Build-A-Figure. Only wanted about 3 of them so far. Yeah, the Spider-Man Unlimited to me, but I'm a fan of that cartoon, so that is a definite must. And then Agent Venom, like I say, I have the Walgreens one, but this one looks better, so I think I'm going to get that. Update my Agent Venom. Um, and Chameleon, I've always liked the animated series version of Chameleon. Kane, I mean, I have all those stories with him originally. I I may wait. Like I doubt I'll pre-order Kane. I'll probably just wait and see. Maybe pick him up at a later time. Cannabis or cartoons and cannabis. Only figure I need is Savage Land Professor X to go with the wheelchair version, and Warlord. I found a Shrapnel Transformer for $10 at Ross. Nice on Shrapnel. Those most of those, the only Insecticon that I found difficult to get was Bombshell. The others, Shrapnel seemed like the easiest one to get. 38 bucks on pull. I didn't buy. I don't remember. I don't think it was 38 bucks for Shrapnel, but I think I got mine off of Amazon. But I didn't get it at discount. But I saw it like multiple times at Target stores. So if my Target has it in stock, then that means it's probably available everywhere. Forgive my ignorance, but how will they implement Tony? I don't know, John. I have no clue how they're going to do that. I felt like I don't think they've given us the whole story. I felt like an alternate version of Tony Stark who actually ends up being Doctor Doom seems to be the most logical, like an alternate universe. But I think maybe ruled that out. I don't know. I take all of that with a grain of salt. But they definitely said he was coming back as Doctor Doom at San Diego Comic Con because they had him come out on stage in a Doctor Doom outfit. So, but I have no idea how that's going to work. And I don't know if it'll be like, hey, that's Tony Stark. Oh no, it's actually Doctor Doom, or if everyone's going to go around and not acknowledge that Victor Von Doom looks like Tony Stark's twin brother. But again, we'll have to see how that all plays out. You know when the MCU Lizard is going up for pre-order? Raider, I don't have an exact date for you. I suspect it will be sometime next week, probably Wednesday or Thursday. That's a guess. Hasbro only said that it would go up for pre-order this month, but they didn't give a date. But the reason why I think it's next week is because we got the Spider-Man wave this week, which then makes sense that the next pre-order would be next week. And then we're going into Christmas and New Year's to finish out the month, and I feel like they're not going to do pre-orders on those weeks with the holidays. So um, again, just speculating, but I would say about 90% sure next week. And then as far as what day, I'm just going to randomly say Thursday. But I'm sure after we get through tomorrow's pre-order with the Spider-Man, Dan Young will update us with a date for the Lizard. Either Friday or over the weekend. He'll throw out the date for the Lizard. So as soon as we get that information, I'll be sure to let you guys know, or we'll have it up on Marvelous News. But again, I would probably expect it to go up sometime next week. Jeremy, would you like to see NECA do some 2014 Turtle figures? You would like to see NECA do some 2014 Turtle figures? Wouldn't buy the Turtles, but would buy the first movie Shredder and the robotic suit along with the second films Bebop and Rocksteady. Okay, I don't know. I honestly, the movie stuff. I mean, I didn't even get the older movie stuff that NECA did. I've been sticking mostly to animated series stuff, but I'm sure there are definitely people who would be interested in that. Which we can use that as our segue into our next bit of news, which is turtle related from NECA. So yesterday they announced this. It's available on their NECA store website. So it is from the Last Ronin, the Ghost Brothers, and Mirage Comics Leatherhead Deluxe figure. So translucent turtle figures, or and then a rather big looking Leatherhead figure. And again, these are up on the NECA store website now, and you have until December 30th to pre-order these. So the turtle set is $100, and the Leatherhead figure is $50. And again, translucent, kind of cool. And then Leatherhead. I like this Leatherhead, but I don't know. I feel like at least the Leatherhead will eventually be available elsewhere. He's got the eye patch, the skull. So yeah, it looks like Leatherhead is a first to ship from NECA. Maybe the turtle figures as well. So here's my question. We talked about this, I think it was last week, about the whole hubbub with NECA and with the diorama layer, and NECA asking people to send it back, and then making somewhat threats that if you didn't, they were going to charge you for it anyway. Which obviously upset a lot of people. But like this week, I'm like, it's like everyone's forgotten about all of that, and they're like, "Ooh, we got to pre-order these at the NECA store." So, I kind of mentioned this when I talked about this last week. It's like, you see this outrage from people over something, and then like a week or two later, everyone forgets about it, and everyone moves on. So now, granted, I haven't heard of anybody saying that NECA actually has charged anybody for the diorama who got duplicates. I also don't think they've actually let anybody who didn't get their diorama know what's going on, if they're going to get it, or if they're going to end up getting their order canceled and get a refund. So they really have not, as far as I know, have done much in the way of any communication on that front. But again, like the outrage seems to have come and gone, and now people see something cool and they're all like, "Let me go and get this." which I feel like, does a disservice if you're truly angry about how NECA is operated. Um, the only way you can really send a message to a toy company is with your wallet. Doesn't matter how much you scream on the internet. So I'm curious. I mean, obviously, there are probably people out there who, especially those who maybe feel like they got screwed with the diorama, who might be like, "Yeah, I'm done with NECA." But it always strikes me as like you hear this couple of days of outrage, and then all of a sudden everything is back to normal. And I'm not saying NECA is going to screw people over, but it does. To me, it's like it kind of sends a message that companies don't have to worry about people being mad or whatever, because it's like they just figure they'll just keep their head down long enough and move on, and people will forget about it. So I don't know, just something I kind of noticed. But going back to the NECA again, I believe these will, at least the Leatherhead, I believe will eventually be available elsewhere. The Last Ronin, I think probably will as too, because neither one of those are Walmart or Target exclusive. So I think it's just NECA's getting first dibs on it, of course, because why support the online retailers? But I think eventually they will be available elsewhere. For you Vampirilla fans, we got a new 112 figure from Icon Collectibles. The Frank Frazetta line of figures. So she is now available for pre-order. You can get her at Big Bad Toy Store. $90, so hefty price tag once again. You get the skulls, you get multiple hands, you get the diorama, the graveyard diorama set. You get alternate hair, alternate faces or heads, I guess. So that is now up for pre-order. I think I talked about this one before, but again, it is now available for pre-order. Todd has, we saw this announced at New York Comic Con, but this has now gone up for pre order. Available at Big Bad Toy Store, Entertainment Earth. Amazon has it as well. This is part of their Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong line, Batman versus Kong 2-pack. So you've got two versions of Batman. You got a regular DC Multiverse 6-inch figure. You can see Kong is like, I'm going to say 9 to 10 inches tall. So he's definitely not in scale with a 7-inch figure. But they did throw in the smaller 3-inch figure to go with the Kong for a little bit better scale. Not perfect, but much better than the 7-inch figure. So two Batman figures with the set, and the Kong figure, which does not seem to have a whole lot of articulation. No ab crunch or anything like that. I think it does have a waist swivel, basic elbow and knee joints and stuff, but not something I would call super articulated, but doing King Kong. So, and I imagine they'll probably do a Godzilla Superman 2-pack at some point down the road for this line. But again, Godzilla, or not Godzilla, but Kong and Batman is available now. $70 for this one. You Spin Master fans, popping up overseas, we've got a Batman Forever Batmobile with a 4-inch figure in retro style packaging. So this is from Spin Master. Obviously, McFarlane did a 7-inch scale version of this Batmobile, but we're now getting a 4-inch scale one with a figure. And again, this is from Spin Master overseas. I don't have any information on when or where we'll see it released here in the United States. I imagine it will at some point, but right now it is hitting overseas. I talked about this McFarlane show thing that they're doing next week on the 18th. We got a little more details. They are going to have reveals during this. It is a live stream, so I guess this is going to be McFarlane's version of the fan stream like Hasbro does. There's going to be a Q&A. There's going to be some reveals. There's going to be some giveaways. So this is kicking off at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on their YouTube channel, the McFarlane Toy YouTube channel. And again, this will be taking place on December 18th. So I don't know how many new products they're actually going to reveal during this, but whatever's revealed, if you don't feel like watching or can't watch the live stream, we will have full details up on Marvelous News that day. Nothing else much on the McFarlane front. We talked about NECA. What else do we have to talk about? I feel like there's something else. Oh, Star Wars, right. So we got a couple of new Star Wars reveals. So from Shadows of the Empire, we've got Luke Skywalker in that Imperial Guard disguise, and then another Princess Leia in Bounty Hunter disguise, which they've done multiple times before. I think this head sculpt is a little updated, but this figure they've done multiple times. But the Luke is the first time we're getting this version of Luke. Interesting to see them doing Shadows of the Empire. This is being offered as a Pulse exclusive and a Shop Disney exclusive, so it went up on Pulse today. I don't know if it's still available. It is. A lot of times they sell out pretty quickly on Pulse because technically it's a Disney Store exclusive, so usually they only have a limited number on Hasbro Pulse, but it is still available. So $44.99. I feel like people are going to want it primarily for the Luke because I feel like most people who collect this line already have the Princess Leia, this version of Princess Leia. But there you go. Also, for you vintage collection fans, we've got Heir to the Empire set. So we've seen these guys. Well, two of these guys we've seen done in the Black Series line. The Imperial guy we have not. Captain Pelion, or I think is how you say it, but first time I think we're getting a figure of him, and he's been in a couple of different things, not just Heir to the Empire, but again, this is a 3-pack. Went up on Hasbro Pulse today, or let's see, yes, $50, and also still available. So for you vintage collection fans. And that's pretty much it on the Star Wars news front. Didn't have anything really new that we haven't already talked about for Transformers. I will say Hasbro had, these were announced last week at an overseas convention, but then Hasbro yesterday put up a video where they talked more about these. So, like, one of these guys is supposed to be the first Prime. And these all went up for pre-order, so these are available now. But this guy, I guess, according to Hasbro, is the very first. This Prima Prime is the very first Prime, which I guess is why he has the Matrix with him. So, and then I forget what they said about the Solus Prime, but if you want more back info on some of these characters, Hasbro did a video yesterday about these new figures that you can check out on their Hasbro Pulse. I personally was just really interested in the aerial bots. I pre-ordered all 3 aerial bots yesterday, so I do plan on getting those. The others I probably will pass on. Not that they don't look interesting. For me, like I've said many times, when it comes to Transformers, I'm pretty much just a G1 guy. So we got some new wrestling figures. This just came out today. So if you're into wrestling, we've got a new Target exclusive Ultimate Edition Hulk Hogan. So Hulk Hogan, I guess depending on what political side you're on, is either popular or not these days. But we're getting a new Hulk Hogan figure. So that is not yet available, but probably will be going up soon. And we got another Hulk Hogan figure that is part of the Ultimate Edition Greatest Hits. So Hulk Hogan and Seth Rollins are getting figures, and these are available for pre-order. So if you want to add these to your collection, you can. We got Saturday Night Main Event returning this Saturday, even though it's going to be on at 8 o'clock. Used to be on it back in the day. It was on at 11:30 at night. You had to stay up late for it, but they've got it playing at 8 o'clock on NBC. So I think Seth Rollins and CM Punk are really getting into it. So I heard rumors that Hogan might make an appearance on it. So Jesse the Body Ventura is going to be returning to do the commentary, which that'll be interesting to see how rusty he's gotten. Always used to like listening to Jesse do his. He was one of my favorite commentaries on WWE or WWF, whatever you want to call it. And then we also have WWE Elite Collection Greatest Hits. So Hulk Hogan, Ron Simmons, The Undertaker, Jimmy and Jay Uso, Shield Seth Rollins, Batista, and Rey Mysterio make up this wave. So some of these guys in their original looks. Batista with his referee outfit. Rey Mysterio. Seems like every time they do like Rey Mysterio in almost every wave. Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, Ron Simmons, a classic Ron Simmons with the WCW belt. Guess Hogan has a chase in this line, and then Jimmy and Jay Uso as their original tag team looks. And yeah, I believe that Hogan is a chase figure. So, or maybe not. Maybe I guess maybe it was just the shirt. He had the shirt off, so he's wearing the white outfit with this one. And these, I guess, are available for pre-order as well. So, for you WWE fans, and I definitely plan on checking out Saturday Night Main Event this week. Hopefully, it'll be good. I Not to get too off track on wrestling, but I actually enjoyed the War Games, though. I felt like I was very sad to hear that Bronson Reed broke his ankles when he jumped off the top of the cage. I mean, that was a great moment in that match when CM Punk just barely pulled Roman Reigns off the table, but it wasn't. Bronson Reed has really been. I've really been liking him. So, and I have a feeling with his injuries, he's going to be out for a long time now. So, definitely disappointed to hear that he got injured. That he basically whatever push he was getting, it kind of feels like is going to have been killed off at this point. Jimmy Uso broke his toe, I think, so that he'll be out for a little while, but not. I don't think as long as Bronson. And one of the Bloodline guys got injured as well. I guess when CM Punk took the toolbox to him, but it wasn't a bad pay per view, but maybe a little too costly as far as injuries go. So let's see what you guys got. Kobo Cop, good to hear from you. John, forgive me. Yeah, we talked about that one. Let's see. Multiverse Stupidity and Famous Doctor Doom. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they ended up doing. But I mean, I would almost rather if it ended up being an alternate universe Tony Stark that maybe eventually becomes a good guy again. I would, if that's the way they wanted to bring him back, a way to bring him back to life, I could go for that. But if he is just completely a different person, like if he's truly Victor Von Doom and not Tony Stark, an alternate universe Tony Stark, that to me is less appealing. Jeremy would like to see NECA do some 2000. Oh, yeah, read that one. Let's see. It's like there are no other actors available. Yeah, for Doctor Doom. Yeah, I mean it was a big headline, but I agree. It's like I felt like they could get Ghost Turtles. Last Ronin. I have not read that story, but I don't know why they're ghosts. I guess they get killed at some point. I mean, I don't know. Leatherhead looks awesome, but I might wait for the other retailers to get it since the miss. Yeah, I mean that would be my recommendation. Is uh, even setting aside everything that's been going on with NECA. I mean, as I say many times, if it's something that will be available at other retailers, support the smaller businesses. Don't buy directly from the manufacturers. That you don't want to see that happen. You don't want to see the small toy retailers get put out of business, and the only way to get this stuff is directly through the toy manufacturers, because the toy manufacturers are not really, in my opinion, uh, able to handle the load of being a retailer. They should focus on the manufacturing side and let the retailers do the retailing. So, whenever somebody goes and run, I mean, obviously, if it's an actual exclusive, you've got no choice, and I don't blame you if it's something you want to buy from them. So I'm not advocating like you never buy from directly from a toy manufacturer, but if it is something that is available elsewhere, if it's a general release that the toy manufacturer just happens to be selling, then I always recommend that you go to the toy e-tailer, not the toy manufacturer. And generally, you don't get it first. I know some people think like, well, if I buy it directly from the toy manufacturer, I'll get it first. But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't usually work that way. John, just spoke with NECA myself after a problem with my Mirage, and they blew me off. Yeah, I mean, I hear that a lot, and I don't know what's going on with NECA's customer service. It seems like it's a mess. Um, the diorama is just one of a number of issues that they've been having recently. So, um, but yeah, you're not the first person I've heard say that NECA's customer service is horrible. Vampirella also available from the Rosetta website for about $20 less. For that one, if you bought it directly, probably, especially if it's cheaper, I wouldn't fault you for it. But especially since they're so small to begin with. Like for something like that, I feel like Big Bad Toy Store is better for like if you're overseas, like if you want to buy that figure and get it, you're somebody overseas, you'd be much better to go through a Big Bad Toy Store. But if you're based here in the U.S., then Hogan rocks. I will say Hogan as a kid, I loved Hogan as a kid, and not just recently, but things in going back to steroid use and all that jazz. I definitely the performer and the person themselves are definitely, in my view, two different things. Um, so I can still appreciate what Hogan did back in the day as a wrestler. Certainly, Hogan um, propelled wrestling to new heights back in the 80s, so I give him credit for that. But as a human being, I don't know. I have my. It's not somebody that I would put up on a pedestal, I guess I'll say. I think I bought a Hawkeye body from you, waiting on the freight forward for delivery, hopefully by tomorrow. Not sure if you're. Oh, Kobo Cop. Gotcha. Okay. You guys are having your own conversation, so what's up, Judge Dreads? Welcome. Shartimus agrees with me 100%. Not sure exactly what thing he said, but everything I say is 100% right. So you should all always agree with me. I'm just kidding. Skarsgård brothers wasn't available to play Doom. What about Romanian actor? It reeks of desperation. I definitely put it in a publicity. Well, not public. Well, yeah, publicity stunt. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to totally judge it until I see what they actually do. I'm not going to base my decision on internet rumors. I mean, like I say, maybe they'll make it interesting, and I would definitely like to see Robert Downey Jr. return as Iron Man, as Tony Stark. So if they somehow do that with this, then I might be more accepting of it, and then maybe eventually we will get a true Victor Von Doom that joins the Marvel universe. And it's not that I don't think that Robert Downey Jr. couldn't make a good bad guy, because he most certainly could. He's a pompous. He plays a good pompous. Um, Jerk. So from that standpoint, he could do a good job as Doom. But it's just like there's no way I'm going to be able to watch him as Doctor Doom and not think Iron Man. I mean, it's too hard to do. Shart and JC is the dream team. Jarvis is too busy. He's always doing like 50 million things. Like I feel like him being here right now is just like he must be on a smoke break or something. Actually, I don't think he smoked. Oh, yeah, he does. Maybe not tobacco. Robert Downey Jr. shouldn't be Doom, and I would have preferred someone else. The whole Fantastic Four thing, I don't know. I I'm not super excited for Fantastic Four at this point, but we'll wait and see. I mean, I don't necessarily have a problem. Like Pedro Pascal, he could probably be a good Reed Richards, and that's very different from Robert Downey Jr., who is so well established as an MCU character of Iron Man. So Pedro Pascal is coming into the MCU for the first time, so I think he has potential to do a decent job as Reed Richards. Um, so I'm willing to give that an opportunity. The casting I've heard for Silver Surfer, that I'm less excited about. Um, and the whole alternate universe taking place in the 60s for the Fantastic Four, if that is true, that is something that definitely does not interest me as much. So that probably, out of everything I've heard for the Fantastic Four, that whole thing about, like, I guess this is an alternate universe they're going to be in or something, in the 60s, at least starting out, is not, doesn't, I will be the first to say I love the Deadpool Wolverine movie, but I am kind of done with the whole multiverse thing angle. Um, so I really kind of wish they would move away from the whole multiverse thing. Like I'm hearing rumors about the next Spider-Man movie is going to be another multiverse movie, and I felt like the end of No Way Home, with Spider-Man being in that more classic outfit, going out and being truly Spider-Man, was really a good way to kind of jump off into a new area for Spider-Man. And if they end up just going back to the whole multiverse thing, then I'm going to be kind of disappointed with that. And I also tell you that, like, I most of the Sony movies, that they've done, the spin-off Spider-Man movies, have looked terrible. The Craven the Hunter movie, I'm not going to go to the theater and watch it, but the Craven the Hunter movie from the previews actually looks a little, looks kind of interesting. Though I've seen the rumors floating around that that's it, that Sony's done with the Spider-Man spin-offs after Craven. So I guess it's not going to really go anywhere, whether the movie's good or not. But out of all the, like, spin-off movies that Sony's done, the Craven the Hunter movie, at least based on the previews I saw, actually looks like the most interesting. But I'm also will say I am tired of seeing Spider-Man villains without Spider-Man. Um, so honestly, I would love to see a Craven the Hunter versus Spider-Man movie as opposed to a Craven the Hunter movie without Spider-Man. Secret Wars will I hope so, but I don't know. And I I mean Secret War I would love to see Secret Wars be a battle world type movie where all these heroes and villains get brought to this world by the Beyonder to fight each other. You know, that would be kind of an awesome plot, but I feel like that's going to be hard to pull off in a movie, but I guess we'll see. Coco says multiverse is stupidity. I agree, it's lazy writing and storytelling. Anyone see well see, and I'm not going to go to the theater and see it, but I will watch it. Like I have yet to watch Madam Web, even though that's like been on Netflix. I have not watched that one. I never watched Morbius. I heard that was so bad I never even bothered to watch it. But I will check out Craven the Hunter when it comes out on home release. I'm not going to go to the theater and see it, but I will probably check at least unless it gets like horrid reviews and like if it's another one that everyone comes out and says this thing is just total garbage. But I like I say that one has at least piqued my interest with the previews. Whereas the others, I was just like, yeah, what's the point of this? Yeah, it's kind of like the Agatha series. It's like, do we really need a whole series based on a character like Agatha Harkins? Um, just seems kind of lame to me. Cartoons and cannabis says, I'm too burnt out to decipher the MCU. Madam Web was certainly a movie that existed. I'm going to see it. I'm not happy about the throwaway mutated rhino. I'm curious how they will portray Chameleon. Yeah, was I? Well, I guess I was gonna say wasn't Rhino supposed to be in an armor suit, but I guess that was a different universe. I will say multiverse is cool because we get updated versions of these old classic characters with new bodies. So no more characters they bring back, the more updated scopes they make. Thank you, Everett, for that comment. I mean, the multiverse had its purpose, and like I say, Spider-Man: No Way Home was a pretty decent movie. It was probably the best of the three Spider-Man Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. But I just feel like it's, like I say, it's kind of played itself out. Felix says Agatha wasn't bad. It's all setting up Wanda's return. Are you getting any Mythic Legion skeletons? I am not. I'm not a huge. I mean, not that I don't think they're awesome, but it's not a line I've collected. I've said this many times before. I don't do a lot of the independent stuff just because I have so little space, and I kind of stick to the things that I collect more on nostalgia than anything. So, but no, I did not plan on getting those. I will. As far as Four Horsemen go, that dragon they showed off at their convention, I am going to keep an eye on that because that definitely looks interesting. I'm waiting to see what the price ends up being on that thing, but that was definitely a pretty interesting reveal that they made. Shannon, Agatha and Morbius are good and worth a watch. Madam Web is actually so bad. Agatha, like I could see myself one day going back and watching that if like I truly see there's some point to going and watching it, like to get more background on Scarlet Witch's return if she returns and all that. Then I could see myself going back. But at this point, I'm like, I just don't really see a point in it, and I'm just kind of like the Marvel MCU is just like all over the place so much, and I just like you know it's there. Not every single character in the Marvel universe necessarily needs to have a TV show or a movie. I mean, it's just characters that couldn't even like hold comic book series. I mean, you even push it a little bit if you look at like a Doctor Strange. Obviously, Doctor Strange has been around for a very long time, and he's played a key role in a lot of different things in the Marvel universe. But as far as a character that's ever been able to kind of hold down his own comic book series for any long period of time, usually his comic series last a couple of issues and then they get canceled. And this is even long before, I know everything gets rebooted and with number ones and stuff these days in comics, but back even in the day, Doctor Strange was a character that was kind of never seemed to be able to maintain a series for a very long period of time. And so when they were like, we're going to do a Doctor Strange movie, I was like, really? Now, I thought the Doctor Strange movie, the first one at least, was pretty good. The second one was okay, but the first one I thought was better. And I like Doctor Strange in the Avengers movies and stuff. So I like the character, I like the actor, but sometimes I'm like, some of these characters just don't need to have their own movies or TV shows. I know that's Disney trying to milk the catalog as much as possible, but I think they've kind of overdone it. If the dragon is 500, I can't get it, but if it's 300, I'll make room for it. If that thing's only $300, I will be shocked. I would say 500 would be the cheapest the thing is. But I could even see that thing costing more. So we'll see, but I would not hold my breath on it costing 300. Judge Shred, I think it'll be more than 300, but I wish it was around. Yeah, I mean, I think we all wish it was only 300. I just, as big as that thing was, and from a smaller company like Four Horsemen, I would be shocked if they were able to get that out for only $300. But who knows? Maybe they'll surprise us. Didn't they say it would be less than 600? If they did, they said it somewhere offhand. As far as I know, they haven't really said anything about price, but it's certainly possible if they were on a somewhere along the line. I think they're supposed to. I want to say, weren't they supposed to give us the complete details by the end of this month? So hopefully we'll get the pricing information pretty soon. Shartimus thinks 450. I still feel like that would be on the cheaper side, but that probably is at least more in the ballpark. I would put it probably around 500, and then there's shipping, so I don't know, what shipping's going to cost for that thing. Judge Dredd says the trolls are almost 200. Yeah, I mean, most Four Horsemen stuff is not cheap, so I just, if it was a Hasbro item, I could maybe see, in that $300 to $400 ballpark. Like if Hasbro did a Fing Fang Foom, I could see them maybe doing it in that ballpark. But Four Horsemen, smaller production run, um, smaller company, just, I don't know, 500 seems like would be the cheapest that thing's going to be. But, like I said, maybe they'll surprise us. John says 599. He's giving that little dollar under 600. But yeah, I definitely feel like that's probably more in the ballpark. All right. Well, I think we've covered everything news wise. Let me just scroll through here, make sure I haven't missed anything I wanted to cover today. Oh, I did. This one, I actually ended up getting this one. So McFarlane did a Captain Carrot, a glow in the dark version that was released yesterday as an Amazon exclusive. So um, I ended up I have the regular Captain Carrot that he did. I'm always like a sucker for these like rabbit figures. I don't know why, but I got the glow in the dark one. So I thought that one was pretty cool. I think it's still available. It's $30, Amazon exclusive. So another variant Captain Carrot. Oh, I guess hadn't talked about this either. So, well, I talked about it briefly, but this also went up for pre-order, as I suspected. Just a repaint, all black, Batman with the stand and the backdrop, so you can kind of recreate the cover. So that is what this cover recreation line is from McFarlane Toys. I suspect we will see more of these for DC, and like I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if they do it for Spawn as well. So, and that went up for pre-order yesterday. That is also an Amazon exclusive for $30. All right, guys. Well, we are going to leave it here. I think we're about at the hour. So, as always, guys, much appreciated. For all of you who have become Action Figure Enthusiast members, channel members, also appreciated. And if you haven't, there is a link in the video description below on how you can become an Action Figure Enthusiast member. It's only 99 cents. I'm probably going to be doing a contest for channel members before Christmas. So, maybe next week. So again, if you haven't become a channel member, I'd love to see everybody, that joins these live streams. You certainly don't have to, but I would love to see everyone become a channel member if they can. So link in the video description below. We are still sitting at 24, which, is pretty good. But haven't had, that first week we had that little burst of you guys, which again, thank you to everybody who has become a channel member. But definitely would love to see that continue to grow. So please think about doing that next week. So today's, losing track of the day. So I don't know if I'll be back on Friday with a live stream or just a regular news video. I'll play it up by ear. But since I've already done a news video this week, unless there's and I'm not really expecting a ton of news between now and Friday. So probably we'll just do a live stream, but playing that one a little bit by ear, and then we'll be back next week. And then I am going to be taking the rest of the month off, Christmas and New Year's week. I'm going to be taking off from videos, so I won't have any videos up in the last 2 weeks of the year. Well, maybe I'll have something up right before New Year's, but nothing the week of Christmas. So I will be taking a little time off. But as always, guys, remember pre-orders tomorrow for Marvel Legends. If you want any of those Spider-Man figures. But as always, guys, stay safe out there. Have a great weekend. If I don't talk to you, if by chance I don't talk to you before Friday, though I probably will. But have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later. Thanks for watching today's video. Now, if you're new to the channel, please think about hitting that subscribe button. Also hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. For all the latest action figure news, be sure to head over to ToyNewsEye.com, MarvelousNews.com, JediInsider.com, and TFormers.com. And remember, action figures are great,